The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands in times of challenge and controversy. Those are the words of Martin Luther King Jr. Over the last several weeks, our world has been in chaos. In the last several weeks, our country has been in chaos after the death of George Floyd. I've never seen anything like it in my lifetime. And I've had people asking me, what do you think about it? What is Yes Master's position on it? And I didn't know what to say. And so in this video, after days of work and of talking to a lot of people and of listening to a lot of people, I want to share in this video where I stand on George Floyd's death and the chaos and the racial tensions in our country, and how we can move forward if we ever want this to get better. So here's how we move forward as a people, as a civilization. And I'm going to share with you what I believe are the three things that we need to do, that we have to do, if we want to be able to make this a better country and solve these problems. I think these are the three things that we have to do. And then I'm going to make a statement. My statement about where I stand and my dream. So how we move forward as a country, as a civilization, as a people. Number one is to stop judging or justifying and start listening. To stop judging or justifying and start listening. I had a very dear friend of mine, a very good friend of mine, a longtime coaching member, who was very, very hurt by something I had missed. And I had a long conversation with him over the weekend, and I realized, you know what? I have been blind in ways I cannot imagine. And I felt about this small. And I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know how to fix it. I didn't know. And I was like, I don't understand what's going on. I thought I understood, but I realized I didn't understand. And so earlier this week, I had a call with about a dozen of my coaching members. Some of them have been my coaching members for many, many years. Some of them going back most of the history of our coaching company. And some of them have been my coaching members for less than 2 months. Some of them that know me very well, some of them that have spent time with me, some of them have been in my home, and some of them I've never met face to face. And all of those people had one thing in common. They all happen to be black. But I invited them on this call with me because I needed something from them. I needed the truth. And I had one agenda on that phone call, or that it was a Zoom call. I had one agenda, and that was to listen. Because I had discovered there were some things I did not know. Some things I did not realize, some things I had never dreamed of, the experience of my black brothers and sisters about which I was totally clueless. And so for about an hour and 50 minutes, I just listened. I asked them to tell me about their experience, to tell me how they felt, to tell me what their experiences were, what their emotions were, what their perspectives were. And I had no need or agenda to correct them, to argue with them, to rebut them. I just wanted to understand. I just wanted to listen. And so that's what I did. And I invited my master coach, Sergio Nazaro, was also on this because he was one that helped me see the need to not be silent. And I did not want to make this video. I had no plans. I had no intentions of making this video. When he asked me, are you not going to, address all this that's happening in our country? And I said, the fruit on my tree is my answer, my position. And he said, I think you need to say something. And because of the wisdom that he has and many of my friends, I'm like, okay, I'm going to have to say something. Just like Martin Luther King Jr. said, it's the real measure of a person is where you stand when things are tough. So I learned and I heard things on that call this week that blew my mind. The things that they had experienced and the things they experienced and the emotions they feel day in and day out. And these are not victims. These are not people that feel like society owes them a debt. These are players. These are people that I admire. Some of these have been my coaching. Some of these people have great high six-figure incomes. I'm like, I cannot believe what I am hearing. But my eyes were opened. And I will tell you the one thing that I realized in doing this is that if we are going to ever figure this out and we are ever going to solve these problems as a country, if we're going to solve these problems as a civilization, as a culture, we got to stop judging, stop thinking we know everything, and we got to listen. And I don't care who you are or where you are, or what you think you know, you need to do some more listening. And sometimes it's prejudice, which we all have. And sometimes it's pride, which we all have. And sometimes it's our upbringing, which we all have. And sometimes it's our own personal experience, which we all have. And sometimes it may be well-intentioned ignorance. But we would all do well to do a lot more shutting up and a lot more listening. Because you don't understand the whole picture. And I don't care what side you're on. You got to forget the sides and stop justifying and start trying to tell people they're overreacting. Stop telling people it ain't worth it. Stop telling people you don't understand and you can't understand. And just listen. I don't know that you're going to find the answer, but if you find some enlightenment and some compassion, some empathy, and a sense of commonality, you just took a big step forward, my friend. And that was an experience that happened to me this week. And it was hard. It was hard to just listen. It was hard. I'm a talker. I'm a coach. I'm the one that always has the answers. And to sit there for over an hour and a half and just have questions and let them answer. But I was so honored that they would share with me the things they shared. And to those that were on that call, if you're watching this, thank you from the bottom of my heart for helping a brother to see. Number 2 is we got to stop hating and start loving. There's no other, that is the answer. Stop hating. I don't care what your experience has been. I don't care what you were taught. I don't care. I don't give a shit about any of that. We got to stop hating and start loving. It was Martin Luther King Jr. I'm going to quote him a few times in this video. And I normally don't have notes like this, but I got a lot of notes because I want to be very crystal clear on what I say. He said, darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. And hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. Love is the only force capable of transforming an enemy into a friend. Stop hating and start loving. And that's going to be hard, my friends, because some of you have reasons to hate. But you have to understand, and I have to understand, that hate is the enemy in all of its forms, no matter how it manifests, whether it manifests itself as racism or any other form of hate. Hate only destroys. And hate, my friends, is alive and well, and it's alive and well because it gets fed. And if you want to overcome it, you got to stop feeding it. And I'm gonna say this, and look, I understand in this making this video, I understand that I'm gonna get criticism. I understand I'm gonna get attacked, and I don't care because what I care about is the people whose lives I can impact, and I have impacted, and that have impacted my life. And they are of all races, all backgrounds, all religions, all shapes, everything. But I will tell you this, my friends, the media thrives on hate because it drives ratings. Many politicians thrive on hate because it is power. It gives them control. But it always destroys. So stop feeding those who derive their power from hate and division. If you want to solve this problem, if you want this world to be a better place, stop hating and start loving. And number 3, stop blaming and start leading. The only answer is when you and I and every single person is willing to take personal responsibility for their own actions, their own decisions, to make this world a better place for all of us. We must develop and maintain the capacity to forgive. He who is devoid of the power to forgive is devoid of the power to love. There is some good in the worst of us and some evil in the best of us. When we discover this, we are less prone to hate our enemies. And those again are the words of Martin Luther King Jr. So stop blaming. Stop blaming and start leading. Lead yourself first. And then you lead your family. And then if you're willing to pay the price, you can lead others. But as Gandhi said, he said, you be the change you want to see in the world. And again, Martin Luther King Jr., he said, life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others? What are you doing for others? What are you doing? Who are you helping? What are you doing to make this world better? Stop blaming and start leading. And the way you lead is by serving. Now, I looked in the mirror this morning and I am fully aware I am a white man. And this video is not addressed to anybody in particular. It's addressed to all of us. It's addressed to me. And I make no apology. I make no apology for being a white man, because I didn't get to choose my color either. I cannot relate to what it is like to be a black man or a black woman in America. But some of my very best friends in the world are black. And I do not see them for the color of their skin. They have slept in my house. They have traveled with me. I have stood at their wedding. And for the last 8 years, I have helped them fight for their dreams. And when I look at them, when I look at you, whatever color you are, whether it's black or white or Asian or Indian or Filipino or Mexican or whatever color, what I see is your potential. What I see is greatness. I live in Los Angeles and it's tense. I got my window open. You may have just heard a big boom out there. I've been hearing booms every night for weeks. People are angry. People are hurt. And I get it. And one thing I've discovered is for all of my coaching members, all of my friends, I disagree with all of them. And I guarantee you that I disagree with you. And you probably already figured out that you disagree with me, but I don't care. You can still be my brother. You can still be my sister. You are still a person that I care about, and I can love you, and I can care about you, and I can serve you, and I can fight for your dreams right alongside with you. I will stand shoulder to shoulder with you. Whatever battles are to be fought to make this world a better place, to make your lives a better place, I will stand by your shoulder and fight that fight. And I do not have to understand everything about you or agree with everything that you think or believe in order to care about you and for us to be able to have harmony and unity in our life. A generation ago, Martin Luther King Jr. said, "I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character." And a generation has passed, and his dream still has not come true. But I believe that if he were alive today, Martin Luther King Jr. would still have the dream. And I still have a dream. I have a dream of an ideal world. It ain't ever going to happen, my friends. I know that. But I still have the dream. I have a dream of an ideal world where we all get along in love and respect and harmony. Where we believe in each other's greatness, including our own. Where we treat other people, all other people, the way we would like to be treated if we were in their shoes. Where we love our neighbors as ourselves, and where we love even our enemies and pray for those who mistreat us. And the one who first spoke those words and had that vision was executed by his enemies. But it did not change his dream. I have a dream of living in a country where we don't have to be afraid. And I was amazed as I listened to my black brothers and sisters how afraid they are in situations I would have never imagined. And I hear the sirens outside my window right now. Somebody's afraid, whether they deserve to be or not, that doesn't matter. But I dream of living in a country where we all work together to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity. That, of course, is from the preamble of the United States Constitution. And it was written by men, some of who were undoubtedly racist. But it was still the ideal. It is still a dream that is worthy of pursuing for all of us. And so what I want to say to you, whether you are black or white or brown or yellow or red, is that you may be scared or scarred or angry or injured or tired, and it may all be justified, but never give up on the dream of a better world. Listen, forgive, love, and do good to others, because the world needs your light.